Looking for a place for the whole family? Come down to the Toucan Mall in Amelia's Ward, Linden. It's the mall that has it all. We have great food, a relaxing atmosphere, and activities for all ages. Tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your event in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall located in Amelia's Ward, Linden. Looking for a place for the whole family? Come down to the Toucan Mall in Amelia's Ward, Linden. It's the mall that has it all. We have great food, a relaxing atmosphere, and activities for all ages. Tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your event in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall located in Amelia's Ward, Linden. Looking for a place for the whole family? Come down to the Toucan Mall in Amelia's Ward, Linden. It's the mall that has it all. We have great food, a relaxing atmosphere, and activities for all ages. Tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your event in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall located in Amelia's Ward, Linden.
All right, a very good evening to all of you, my friends, well-wishers, family members, and those of you who expect our program today. Welcome once again, and this is an unusual one because it is not our usual day that we will do the program, but I just happen to have had with me today a very special person who is here on a very short visit, and I thought that it would be appropriate to have her come on the program so that you can know who she is, because of a lot of what is happening at our facility at the clinic here comes from this particular person. This young lady here, and I say young lady because she's younger than I am. She's a Jamaican, born in Jamaica, and is now a resident of Florida. She lives in Florida and also in Jamaica, and she is a scientist, pharmacist, and entrepreneur who is very successful in what she's doing. She's out there contributing to many life-changing experiences in persons, and I felt it's appropriate that we bring her on the program since she's here visiting with us from Florida and Jamaica, so that we could get some of her views and hopefully learn a few things about what she's doing and how she's doing it and what she can bring here for us or to us in Guyana. So without any further interruptions, I want you to be exposed to Miss Nelsia Salmon. Nelsia,
hello.
Welcome
Thank
to our
you.
program. Welcome to our country. This is your first visit to Guyana.
Yes. Very pleasant visit, I must say. Yes.
And you came in on, was it Thursday, right? You came in on
Thursday night?
on Thursday night.
Yes.
You came in on Thursday night. I was hoping to have you come in on Wednesday so you could come on Thursday.
Right.
But you came in on Thursday night, so you missed the program. And you had a wonderful weekend somewhere, right? You want to talk a little bit about it?
Oh, I've been on a tour all over Guyana, and I am amazed at the people. First of all, people have been so hospitable, so friendly, so polite. I mean, I went to the Mainstay, Lake
Resort.
Mainstay Resort,
Yeah.
and it was an experience. I kept saying, these people are so friendly, so polite, so nice. The place was first class, the service, the food, everything was top notch, and it's something I definitely would recommend to friends and family and to anyone, and I definitely intend to do that again sometime soon. I took the boat ride across. It was a new experience. It was a little bit scary at first, but I got the hang of it, got used to it. Couple times, I was like thinking, okay, am I gonna make this one? But it was good. I was wondering if there were alligators in the water, but it was nothing to worry about. And so far, I've experienced the food. I think is really, really good here. It's different from what I'm used to, but it's very good. And so far, it's been an excellent experience. Something I'm looking forward to doing again.
So you would come back?
Definitely, without a doubt, yes.
Mm-hmm. No, there was a food that you had that there's an abundance of it there now in season at Mainstay.
Oh.
And I actually picked some of it for you.
Yes, you were up in the tree, way up in the tree, picking this nice purple fruit.
Jamun.
The jamun. Oh my gosh, that is so good. So good. Yes, and that was the first time I've seen that fruit or
Really?
experienced it. Yes, it was really, really, really good. And it's in abundance over there.
And it's being wasted.
Yeah. And I also went to the Indian, the Amerindian celebration.
Amerindian Heritage Month.
Yes.
The closing of the Heritage Month.
Yes, that was a fantastic, exciting
you were
experience.
there.
Yes, a lot of food sampling, craft sampling, dancing, singing. There was a lot of excitement. It was really.
Have you ever seen that before?
No, never. Closest I've come. To think that so many Indian tribes were represented at the one event. It was really amazing.
Now you had something to drink there, I think, right? Or after that?
Something that knocked me out like in 5 minutes. What was it called again?
You had the fly.
The fly, yes, and I was asleep. In 5 minutes, I was out. But it was good. Tasted good.
And so you wanted to try some of the beverages that were there, and I introduced her to the fly. I don't remember having the fly before. But the name of it, I don't know how they come up with the name, but when you think of the name, it makes you think that when you drink it, you're gonna float somewhere. But then she had this thing the night, and within 5 minutes,
I was no more.
she was gone. I don't know what happened.
I had a peaceful sleep all night.
No, but that wasn't the only thing that happened to you.
Oh, you said I was talking?
Yeah, when you were sleeping, you were talking some language.
Okay, that's the fly effect. Okay. Next time I make sure I take the
I was
fly.
trying to figure out what you were saying, but
So
I
far
couldn't
not.
get it. But apparently you encountered the magic of the fly.
Yes. It's cool. I'd make sure I try it when I'm at home and not when I'm driving. Okay. Yes.
I would like you to tell the folks, because we're live. Tell them a little bit about yourself. I mean, how you begun what you're doing.
Okay, so from an early age, I knew I wanted to be a pharmacist. I have a family member that was a pharmacist before me, my sister, and I decided, I wanted to go in the same field, and so I went to in Jamaica. Right after high school, I went to pharmacy school, and it's been intriguing from day one, because we first year we started by pulling herbs, things that we took for granted that we didn't know have medicinal benefits. But then we'd go on little excursions, and we were picking plants, and our tutor was identifying the plants as we go along, and we were picking plants and taking them back to the lab, doing extractions, and then seeing what the different benefits of each of these herbs were. And it was amazing to find out that the things that we're taking prescriptions for there's a natural solution for just about everything. So we spent a lot of time learning about the herbs and how herbs work in the body and what they actually do. And then after this first year, we went to second year, and they taught us, okay, so when you go to work for a drug company or a pharmacy, what they do, What the drug companies do, they take chemicals and manipulate them to mimic the effects of herbs, because they can make money off herbs because they can patent it, they can put their brand on a natural herb. It's totally not practical. So they make things and then they can put their name on it and they can charge anything they want to charge. And it's a whole big new industry that they can make millions and millions of dollars on. They can do everything, control the dose and everything, but they can't control the side effects. That just goes with the territory and the way we have grown up to accept whatever side effect comes with the medication. The doctor gives it to us, and the side effect is it could cause palpitations, you could get a heart attack, you could get a stroke, but it will also help your blood pressure. So we have been taught to accept that. I have been a pharmacist for almost 40 years, long
Seems like
time.
all your life.
All my life, right. And I've been prescribing or filling medications for people for many, many years. And what I find is that sometimes a patient may come in January 1st with a prescription for, say, metformin for diabetes, and that's the only drug month one. But the doctor gives them refills for the entire year. So to me, that is saying, okay, so doctor doesn't expect the condition to improve or to change, and the person goes ahead and the doctor tells you, you're gonna be on this for the rest of your life. And come February, the person comes in with a second prescription, which is no longer for metformin. Now they're gonna refill their metformin, but now they also have an additional prescription for a side effect from the metformin, right? And by the end of the year, they have 3 or 4 different prescriptions, and within a year or two, they're saying that, they're on a list for dialysis, or, the condition is deteriorating rather than improving. So, it was a concern of mine. Then, I started thinking about maybe we should find some natural alternatives, and then I started looking into making natural herbs, natural supplements.
Well, it's amazing, and I'd like our listeners to know that they can call in on this program, and they can hear their concerns, if it's their health concerns, and we have Nelsie here, who will be willing to assist me with answering some of the questions regarding maybe the formulations and how appropriate they would be for the condition. So don't be afraid to call when you feel like you want to, but we're trying to sensitize you now to pretty much what happens, because Nelsie is not, and if you came to our pharmacy, you would see most of what we have in there, Nelsie's pharmaceuticals, it's all in there, all in our pharmacy, because the products do work. Of course, you know who I am. I'm very critical when it comes to what works and what doesn't work. And the good thing that I have with Nelsie, I call her Nelsie, I call her Nell, but it's Nelsie. The good thing I have with Nelsie is that we've established a relationship where, if we're having any issues about anything, if we have a question, for instance, if something that is formulated works for someone for a period of time, and then we have to make it stronger, for instance, I can call her and say, look, I have a particular patient who've been taking the medication or taking the formulation, and it appears as though we need to get something stronger. She would actually formulate something that is customized for that particular person. For me, we have established that relationship. So if you have a condition that you're having a difficult time with controlling, for instance, diabetes or hypertension, many persons are looking to us to overcome or to come off of the drugs, the conventional drugs. And we cannot guarantee, because we don't know the state of your body and how long you've been on the medication and your organs. Some persons have been on medication for so long that they're at the point of kidney failure.
Right.
And that's a serious condition, a serious problem there, and they're looking to come off of the drugs.
Yeah.
So it's a task for us, on us, to try to do what we can to accommodate persons. We like the last resort, basically. They
Right.
look at us as the as the I don't know.
The last resort.
We are the ones that they expect if they're in trouble, that we can get them out of trouble. And
Yes.
it's a burden that we carry
Yes.
for a lot of persons because
But for the most part, we have been able to help a lot of people. The most people, majority of the people, we've been able to find a solution for them. Just about everybody gets some kind of, some level of success with what we're administering for them.
we've seen people who would have had problems for years, and they would walk into your facility, and it's a welcoming facility because when you come in, you know you're in a facility that's going to help you because you can all of the aromas, the aromatherapy is
Yes.
it greets you when you open that door. It just hits you right in your face, and there's some people who
Yes.
come there just for that.
Just and sit. They come and
They
just sit.
come and just sit there just
Yeah.
for that, and then they leave there. They can breathe easier. They feel better. They feel healthier.
Yes.
But Nelsia, what made you transition from the synthetics to the natural?
Okay. This, we find because one particular case is a woman. I had a pharmacy, and this woman came in and she said she was like young, about 30 years old, and she said she's in renal failure and she's gonna start dialysis. I'm saying 30 years old dialysis. What happened? And so she said she's on a lot of, she said, our urologist told her something, and her other doctors, she's naming all the different doctors. I'm saying, at your age, what's going on? Why are you seeing so many doctors? She started with one, but that one referred her to the next and the next. And before you know, a whole syndicate of doctors she has seeing her. And understand that some doctors work like that. They work in groups and teams, and they refer this patient onto that one. But each doctor is now writing a prescription for the same patient. But the doctors are comparing notes and say, well, I already have her on this or I have on that. So maybe sometimes the pharmacist doesn't realize that there's contraindications between the medications. So this woman was taking all these different medications. So I said to her, bring me everything that you have been getting from all the doctors. And she brought me everything. And I went on the computer. You can always go on the computer and check the side effects of the medication. And she was on 20 different medications. And 19 out of the 20 had a side effect listed as renal failure.
Oh boy.
So right away, I see she had big problems. So, but she was already in renal failure. So, we gave her
Renal
what we
failure
could
for
give
the
her.
average person means kidney failure.
Right. And that was as a result of all the different medications she's been taking. So what I normally do with people first, I normally recommend a detox, because sometimes the liver is overburdened and the body's overburdened with all these chemicals that we've been pushing and forcing into the body. So I normally recommend people start with a cleanse, detox, lighten the load off your liver, off your body, and just refresh yourself and start doing a natural supplementation. The body needs minerals, need vitamins, it needs nutrition, not just drugs. So we normally try to give persons a health like a vitamin supplement, mineral supplement, especially minerals, to go along with detoxing. And then based on whatever other condition they may be facing, then we make a recommendation.
That particular person that you spoke about? Let me see if we can take a first call here. Let me see. It went off. Oh, well. This particular person that you spoke about earlier, with the, let me see something. Okay, got it. I know what to do.
Okay.
That had all of these drugs. 19 of them were destined to give her renal failure or kidney failure. What did it, in the end, can you remember what happened to her?
Well, I recommended her a detox, but she had an appointment to go for her dialysis. So I guess she probably went on it, because a lot of people, they believe in the doctor's recommendation as if it's
Whatever he
it's
says
divine,
goes.
right? Whatever the doctor says goes, So the doctor says you're going to go on dialysis, then they want to move along and follow the instruction. But my doctor says so. We can't force anyone. We can only make recommendations, and we try to help those who are willing to receive the help. But I think she had an appointment to start her dialysis, so she probably went ahead and did it.
Sad. There are many persons who would have been in this country, in our country, programmed for dialysis, and we never really had dialysis centers until recently,
Right.
until recent years, where persons were actually persons used to fly out of the country to get dialysis
Right.
in recent times, but now we have dialysis facilities here. But my concern is if a person is diabetic, normally what happens we find that if the person is diabetic, they don't become hypertensive. So now that the person is now, or vice versa, if they're hypertensive, then they become diabetic, right? Vice versa. So it is a strong indicator to us that whatever you're taking for your hypertension, the side effects of those drugs would create conditions that will cause you to become diabetic, or
Right.
vice versa. So when you talk about detoxifying or detoxing the body, persons may not understand. They may think that you're talking about something like castor oil or cenopads or something like that.
They're talking about a washout, okay?
Is that what a washout? Yeah. When you talk about detox, what is it that you really are trying to say to them? And I'm familiar with what you mean, but I want to hear it from you. You're the scientist.
Okay.
You're the pharmacist. You're the person who formulates all of these medicines to help people. When we talk about detox,
Okay, we mean cleansing the organ. Release the organ sometimes is overloaded with toxins, byproducts of the different drugs and different things that we consume on a daily basis. For instance, the liver has to break down whatever you're taking, all the drugs, everything. It has to then distribute it to where it needs to go. So after a while, the liver itself becomes so taken up with all, it becomes very toxic and it doesn't function as well as it should. For instance, if someone has a car, they go to get an oil change, they change this, they change that. You're born with one body, but we're not detoxing and changing the oil and cleansing our body so that we can function. So it's like rejuvenating and giving a fresh start to our organs so that they can last us longer and we can get over illnesses or increase our immune system so we do not get sick. And if we do get sick, we can fight it off quicker. So that means we're cleansing and also rejuvenating at the same time. So is it too complicated?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so, because if you're cleansing, it's like your clothes. When you wear these clothes all week and they get dirty,
Right.
and you put them in the washing machine, it's the layers of dirt that the machine is taking off to bring back this fabric
Exactly.
to a state where it can be worn again
Yes.
as a clean fabric.
And fresh and new, clean again.
So
yes.
it's a similar thing that happens with your organs. When you talk about detoxifying, it's like washing. You're removing the layers of matter that is that is impeding or interfering with the organ function.
Right.
Because the organ now it's covered, and I would use the term. I would use like a penny, or a coin.
Yeah.
If you throw a coin in the drain, and you walk by there tomorrow, you may see the coin. But if you walk by there next week, you may not find it, but you may see matter
All over it.
that all over it. And then if you go back there in a month, you may hardly recognize anything there because it is accumulated so much debris
Right.
that it's now buried. So what you have to do to get that coin back, you've got to remove layers of what is on there.
Yeah.
And then you may have to even polish it to make sure that you could recognize it.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the cleansing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that tells me, which many persons would have experienced it, that the organ itself is not dead. It's not dead.
Right.
It's just suffocated. It is stagnated. It is laden with matter from chemicals, from toxins, from debris. So it as you keep burying it functions less.
Right.
And if we don't rescue it,
Yeah.
then it will die.
It becomes yes, or they categorize it as a disease. Now you have a disease, a full-blown disease, and then they start giving you more drugs, and So.
But the other thing that happens with dialysis, and I want to hear from you on that, it's not really making the organ function.
No, it's replacing the function of the organ.
It's replacing the organ function.
Yes.
So what you do when you go on dialysis, you're even suffocating it more.
You're giving up on your own organ.
Yeah, you're saying to the organ that, look, I don't need you anymore, so you could just stay in a corner and perish while I take this dialysis, which has its own effects.
Right.
Dialysis comes with its own demise. You're not going to last. Your organ functioning normal will give you a longer lifespan
Yeah.
than a dialysis situation.
Yes.
So the best thing to have done is if you can avoid dialysis. If you can avoid dialysis, it's better for you because you will be saving your life. You'll be saving your organ. You'll be able to get that organ to hopefully rejuvenate. But in order to get that done, you've got to change your diet.
That's the thing.
Right?
Mhm.
You've got to detoxify. You've got to tell me about parasites. What's your take on parasites and worms?
I believe that every human has parasites, because we're getting parasites from the food we eat, from the air, and parasites are not just like lungworms or worms. There are different types of parasites. Parasites are in our blood. Parasites are in our organs. They're in the air we breathe. We can't always see them with the naked eyes, but they're affecting us all day long. And sometimes we don't have a diagnosis. We can't say exactly what it is, but we just have a bad feeling. I just don't feel good today, or my body just feel drained, or weird things are going on in your body, but you can't put your finger on it. Sometimes it's because you're infested. Sometimes it affects your eyesight. Sometimes it affects your.
So hold up. Go back there again. Say it again.
Sometimes it affects your eyesight.
Your eyesight.
Yes.
You see, and when we say that to people, they say, worms in my eyes? Worm? No, it can't have worm in my eye.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And we do see that.
Yeah.
We do see that. So continue with the parasite thing.
Yeah, and sometimes you find that you have indigestion or something. You eat something and immediately you start feeling sick. Sometimes you have irritable bowels. You got stuff going on. That's when you eat, you don't feel well. Sometimes people even feel things on their skin and they keep itch. They have a little itch or something. And sometimes little worms are trying to walk under your skin. Different ways. But sometimes you can't tell, but you don't need to necessarily know exactly what it is. I would recommend, a doctor would probably recommend that everyone at some point do a parasite
Deworming.
cleanse.
I normally would suggest, and I know you would agree with me, that when you detox, also deworm.
Yes.
Because there are parasites. There are worms that are there. Because we eat food that comes with them.
Right.
And they come in all forms and from all sorts of things. And like when you go, like I was saying to someone the other day, when you go to the mechanic to change your oil on your vehicle, that mechanic will change your oil. He will change your filter also.
Yes.
He doesn't only change your oil,
Right.
he changes the filter.
Yes.
But why would he change the filter? He changed the filter because the filter accumulates the muck or the debris
Yes.
that is accumulated, like your colon
Yes.
or intestine or your liver, or your kidney or your gallbladder. All of that debris, he changes the filter. But you can't change a filter in your body.
It's so true.
You can't. We don't have a filter. We wish we had one
Right.
that we could just take off and replace
Yeah.
it, but we don't. So when you detox or detoxify or cleanse, you should also deworm,
Right.
right? Where you take something, and also we found recently, not recently, but we found also that there are many persons who are infested with with lead and mercury
Yes.
and mycotoxins,
Heavy metals.
heavy metals.
Yes.
You see, sometimes the kidney suffers from heavy metal poisoning, and people don't even know.
Right.
Sometimes the brain. The brain. We
Yes,
talk about
yes, people
Alzheimer's. We
have
talk
Alzheimer's,
about dementia.
right?
You know,
People have brain fog. They can't remember things. Kids can't learn in school.
exactly.
Kids are autistic.
Exactly.
You know, they have ADHD. They have all kind of stuff happening because of heavy metal. So we highly recommend. That's another form of detox: the heavy metal detox, and the parasite detox, and of course deworming. And a lot of people have animals. They have pets. Dogs and cats that are, like licking the face of the kids and sleeping in the same bed. These animals, they do carry parasites and all different kind of mites that are like on your skin.
Ticks and
taking it in.
fleas.
Yeah, all those things are poisoning. People are getting Lyme's disease from the animals, the little bugs that are on
We see
the
Lyme's
dog.
disease in so many people.
Yes. So, so a lot of things that we take for granted now, but as we grow older, all these diseases are showing up, and you're wondering, like, how come when you get old you have all these things, you start breaking down, and it's not necessarily a natural process to have all these diseases, but it's a culmination of all the things that we have allowed to happen over the years. So as we grow older and our immune system starts to fall, then all the old toxic stuff that's been in our bodies start rising to the surface, and all of a sudden now we're popping up. We have a little herpes there, we have a little something here, we have all kind of different things happening. But if we take charge of our health from now, be responsible for what we do and how we do it, and it could also reduce the chances of us having a sick adulthood or older age, so we can reduce the suffering later, the pain, by taking charge now of what we do and how we manage our health.
I normally would suggest that persons visit our facility, even at your facility, we're doing it now, and have a screening done. When we say screening, we mean from head to toe. And at that process, at that time, we are able to pretty much see everything that's happening in the body from head to toe, even the Lyme disease, the heavy metal burden that is there, the gallstones or gallbladder that's given, the fatty stuff that's in it, the arteriosclerosis. We see so much, and persons are in awe as to what is discovered from the one screening, and then they realize, many of them would realize, no wonder.
Yeah.
No wonder I don't feel so well. But I was just at my doctor the other day, and all he said was wrong with me is that my pressure was high, or my sugar was high.
Yeah.
How come all of these things are here? Well, we didn't put them there. All we're doing is allowing you to see what is happening in you, and when that happens, it's like a light goes off in their heads.
Yes.
Let's see if we can take a call. Good evening.
Very
Hello?
good afternoon. Good night.
Good night. Please turn your volume of your television down.
Yes.
Yes.
I just want to know if you could please tell me. I have blood pressure case, hypertension.
How long are you hypertensive?
Couple of years, about 7 years.
Okay.
I'm 66 years,
Okay.
and I use a tablet, but I don't use a tablet every day. Let me be very frank with you. In the morning, I use a lemon and with some banana, and if I got lemon, I'll use a lime, and I drink it with some cod liver, couple drops of cod liver, and I use it in the morning and so. And sometimes it be all right, like normal, but like today, it was 141 over 92. That's about an hour ago I tested. Anyhow, what I want to say is about starting this year. I started to get a short breath something. And I find when I short breath something, like when I try to do things too fast or I don't have a psychological or physical something happening to me. And, you know, like the speed-wise walk with, I can't walk like the kind of speed and thing anymore. I'm not I eat meat, right, but not much. I don't drink or smoke.
Okay.
I don't know if you could tell me something.
So
I went and saw a doctor.
Your concern pretty much is about
The
the shortness of breath that's occurring.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's getting worse.
Yeah, sometimes it ease up sometimes, you know. You know, it's barely happening. But sometimes it is come on, and when I went to see a doctor and they take a heart this done, them things they take a blood test, and they said they didn't see nothing happening to me in the lungs and so. But long ago, and I used to smoke ganja and cigarette a lot. This is about 25 years ago.
Okay. All right. Let us see if we can help you with an answer. Right? You're gonna stay on the line, or you're gonna hang up?
Yes.
You're gonna hang up or stay on the line?
I'm gonna hang up.
All right. Okay. All right.
Thanks.
Now, we find that to be something that happens to a lot of persons who are hypertensive and are on medication. What is happening in our experience over years is that persons do not realize that the dietary factor is important. If you use foods that are, and in Guyana, we are in many cases frying a lot.
Right.
We use a lot of oils. We use a lot of pastries. We use a lot of roti, and roti has ghee and a lot of fat inside. You had some roti, right?
Yeah. A lot.
You had some
Yes.
tasty roti and
Yes.
beautiful roti. Now those components for foods normally contain fats, and over time, those fats, if you're not active, if you're not burning, if you're not exercising enough, or cleansing or removing, taking something to utilize those fats, you will accumulate them in the arteries. And over a period of time, the heart has to work harder to get blood flowing, which carries the oxygen to your brain, you know, to your organs and so on. And as you accumulate that, your heart works harder, and because it works harder, you get the shortness of breath. You're not getting enough oxygen and all that. So what you need to do is maybe take a look at the dietary intake of things that you're using, and start a program of walking maybe.
Yeah.
You know, cut back on the foods that contain the fats and the oils. Start a program on walking. You know, you go maybe half a mile. Then as you can make that half a mile easier, you go 3/4 mile, then a mile. You know, and you increase it. But you need to burn fats. You need to stop the fats and burn. I don't know if you want to make any input on that.
No, that's fine.
That's it.
Oh.
I answered all of it.
The only thing I'd say, I don't know if in the past
What would
few
you
years,
what would you suggest, along with in your product line? What would you suggest to be an appropriate component that could be taken, a supplement that could be taken to help maybe to cleanse the system of the fat or plaque that's built up over time?
Right. So we have a product, cholesterol and triglycerides formula that will help to remove the plaque to allow the blood flow to be better, increasing the oxygen, and allow you to help to breathe a little better. We also have a lung formula, because sometimes some people have little scarring on the lung. They have things going on, especially if they went through corona, if they were exposed, or sometimes they even have corona and don't even know at this point because it's asymptomatic, but it's a kind of quiet form of corona that affects their lungs and their ability to breathe and function, and sometimes undiagnosed based on the method of testing that is used. So sometimes we like to give them the lung support. So regardless of the source of the breathing, it helps to open up the lungs and help them to breathe better. So that's one that we want to approach, as well as to give the...
We just happen to have that formula here. Just happen to have it, right?
Yes.
Let me see. I know the camera can pick it up, maybe. Yeah. This is one of the formulas that are recommended for better breathing. We just happen to have a bottle. We didn't really come to do this,
Right.
but it just happened to be with us.
Yes.
And this is I know it to be very good, because it has helped a number of persons to overcome the problem with breathing.
Yeah, people have been having
coughing.
problems post-COVID, and it's helped. Yeah, especially if they're having like a dry, persistent cough. that they don't seem to know the source of the cough and just keep happening. This has been a helpful product. They have mucus.
And this is all
Heavy
this is all
mucus.
natural.
Yeah.
Cold and flu, head congestion, chest congestion, respiratory allergies, dry cough, wet cough, chronic cough, asthma, bronchitis, emphysema, COPD, pulmonary diseases. This is really a complete bronchial
Yeah.
reset.
Yes.
We can say that.
Very, very effective one too. Yes.
Yeah.
And we
so-
have other supplements that work along with this as well, just to give you complete. And it's appropriate for children as well as for adults. Since kids start going back to school, they start coming home with a runny nose and all kind of things going on.
Yeah.
Because as they start playing together, they keep passing little viruses and germs. So this has been very helpful for kids going back to school.
What is your experience? We just came out of the pandemic, as we call it.
Mm-hmm.
What is your experience now with the coronavirus in your practice, in your facility? What are you seeing?
Even right now, although we're not really out of corona right now, out of the pandemic, yes, a lot of people are still coming in. As a matter of fact, with being with diagnosis for COVID, although the symptoms are not the same necessarily like it was before. Sometimes it's very quiet. They just have discomforts. Do I get that one?
Okay, let's see. Okay, maybe we missed it. Wait, hold on. Go ahead.
Right. They have different symptoms. Sometimes it's just the coughing. Sometimes they can't breathe. Sometimes a breathing problem. Sometimes it's even just like headaches, whatever. But once we get them screened, the scan will show things that a nasal swab may not be able to go far enough to find, because the typical methods that they do for screening will not necessarily go where the virus is lodged or where it's affecting the person. So the scanning that is done in our office, in our facility, and in Dr. Haynes' facility is give you a deeper look at what is happening in the body, and you could pick up the exact source of the problem. And a lot of times, a lot of people are walking around with corona, especially if they were vaccinated, then they're not showing any symptoms because the vaccine took care of that. They're not showing the symptoms, but it doesn't mean that they're not infected. And the people who are innocent bystanders and not suspecting anything are not protected. Mm-hmm. They also pick up the virus, and now they're passing it and spreading it around again. But unknowingly, they don't know that they're passing it because they are not having any symptoms themselves. So you find that quietly the population is getting reinfected, and so we still keep on having to treat people for corona, although it's no longer a big crisis. So it's still happening, and people are still being hospitalized for it. So it's quietly.
What would you think about the mask situation again?
Well, I think that people may need to start wearing masks again, because you cannot look at someone, you cannot know for sure if someone else has COVID that's walking around looking healthy beside you. You don't know. Especially you're going to be in a confined areas, you're going to be taking airplanes, you're going to be in buses, you're going to parties, whatever. You know, you still need to have some amount of caution about what you do, and to, like, you know, I always say, be responsible for your own health, because you cannot see viruses with the naked eye, and you cannot guess who is infected and who is not. You can only take precaution for yourself and those for whom you are responsible.
Do you think that we'll ever get rid of coronavirus?
I don't see the virus won't just magically go away by itself. I don't know. I don't see a way. Because
I think it's going to be here.
It's quietly, sometimes it changes, and
it mutates and becomes something else,
yes,
but it's the same.
Yeah. So every year something different variation, different strain, but it keeps coming back. So it's on us to keep our immune system strong. You know, at the end of the day, prevent us from getting seriously ill.
What about excess body mass, weight situations in persons when it comes to the connectivity between hypertension, diabetes, and excess body mass? What do you think about that? What's your opinion?
Well, I think the excess body mass puts extra strain on the system to function properly.
Good evening.
What is it?
Very good evening to you.
Good evening.
Yes, listen to your phone and
I would like to know
turn the volume of your television down, please.
if I could get a bottle of that thing you have here.
Yes, I think it's possible. Turn the volume of your television down.
Let me give my number to call this shop.
You can call the clinic. You can call the Health and Wellness Center at the 231-6477 number. You can call there after 8 in the morning and make some arrangements to get one.
Can I get it now?
No, you can't get it now. Not right now. We call in the morning.
I would like to know if you can bring it by my door for me.
No.
Call the number.
No. Just call in the morning.
Huh?
Why you wanted to
Turn
come?
it down.
Why you wanted to come to your door?
No, turn it up, turn it down.
Why you wanted to come to your door?
Yes, because I want it now. I want to know what the price for it.
You can call the clinic in the morning
Mm-hmm.
at 231-6477 and you get all the details.
But I don't know the name of that thing that you have here. I don't know the name. What to call for?
It's Nelsia's cough and mucus formula.
Oh, cough and mucus formula.
Yes.
All right. And what's the price?
He has to call the number to
Call
find
the
out.
number. I'm not
We
sure what the
can't
cost
discuss
is.
that
Just
here.
call in the morning and they'll tell you all of that detail. It's not very expensive.
Okay then.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good. He wants to come to his door. If we had in America, that can happen.
Mhm.
You can call it. You can order it.
Yeah,
You pay for it online, and then it's delivered to your door.
exactly. Right?
Maybe we get there someday in Guyana. We're not there yet, where you can get that done. But getting back to our dialogue about the parasites and the
No, we're talking about body mass and.
yes, I know we're talking about the body mass,
yeah.
but I wanted to kind of wrap up on that situation with the parasites and the toxicity, and also link it to the body mass situation.
Mm.
How do you link toxicity
Mhm.
with the parasites and body mass?
We find that most, well, I don't want to sound. A lot of times, the heavier people tend to carry more of a burden of parasites, but not that the smaller, the leaner person doesn't have parasites, but the heavier they are, it's the harder for them to function, to manage. So the pressure is higher, blood pressure is higher, and their toxic load is higher. So I would think that by reducing the strain on the body, reducing body mass, it would allow the body to function better. I don't know. What are your thoughts? You have something?
I'm just trying to get
Yeah.
your views.
Well, I think both.
The person who has a bigger size, obese, excess body weight. Many persons are walking around with excess body weight, sometimes because of a thyroid malfunction, because of the toxic load that they're carrying, because of the dietary intake of things that they need to restructure or eliminate, and their lack of exercise. These persons, in my opinion, have more parasites, more toxicity, they need more cleansing. And getting back to the oil change, when you change your oil at the service station, wherever you go to change your oil, the technician would normally put a note on your car with the next scheduled oil change.
Yes.
He doesn't just send you away. He looks at the mileage and he puts a note on there. He says next oil change schedule at this amount of mileage, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know it happens to my car. It probably happens to yours
Yes.
too.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that to our bodies.
No.
It's strange.
Yeah.
We think that this body will function the way it should function without any cleansing, without any detoxifying, without any change of diet, without and we don't have a schedule to say, well, every 6 months I need to do a checkup.
Right. That's true.
We should do it. Just like we put the schedule on our car to change your oil or to tune it up every 6 months or 12 months, we should have a schedule that is placed in our lives to make sure that we don't pick up anything, and if we do, We know what time frame we did.
Yes, that's so true.
You know, these are things that the average person who does not want to be diseased or
Right.
diseased should do.
Yes, definitely taking responsibility for our own health.
Exactly. Now, cancer, AIDS. We're talking about diabetes and hypertension, but we have cancer. This is Cancer Awareness Month. Okay? It used to be called Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but I kept saying all year for a long time that it should be Cancer Awareness Month. Not just breast cancer, because
Right.
there's prostate cancer, there's breast cancer, there's ovarian cancer, there's colon cancer, there's cancer in the throat.
Yes,
There's cancer, there could be cancer anywhere.
anywhere.
You know, we just know cancer to be specified based on
Brain
what
tumors,
what
that
is,
an organ.
but we find cancer in people in many organs besides what is known. There are people who have cancer in their brain,
Yeah.
cancer cells in their brain. Now we know that the average human, we all have cancer cells. But the cancer cells are cells that are there and they're dormant, they're not active. We create scenarios that causes those cells to become active and alive, and they become robust after a while. With our diets, with the food, with the things we drink, what we expose ourselves to,
Right.
the drugs that we take, you know, be it illicit or pharmaceuticals prescribed. You know, so there are several factors that contribute to the activity of the cancer cells, and where the cancer ends up normally is at the weakest organ or the weakest point in your body. People don't think that. And I have learned over the years that one of the biggest, most significant contributory factors to cancer is parasites.
Yeah.
You know, it is hardly ever thought of that one of the biggest, most contributory factors to cancer is worms or parasites. Have you ever
Yes.
have you ever noticed or observed that if an animal is struck down and you pass and see him there, the next day you pass back, what do you see? Now worms?
Yeah.
Where these worms come from? They had to have been there.
Yes.
You know? So it's not that we just imagine that they show up. They come in the food that we eat in larvae.
Yes.
They come in the flesh foods. They come in all forms. And they're
Yeah.
there just waiting for an opportunity
Yeah.
to take a hold of you.
Yep.
You see? So we need to be protecting ourselves from the activation of cancer cells continuously. Not just in October.
Right. Exactly.
It should be something that we do all year. How do we do it? We talk about detoxifying. We talk about deworming. We talk about cleansing the body system. You know, removing the waste matter that accumulated, the heavy metals, all of those things.
Right.
You know, people don't realize.
And of course, boosting the immune system.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
I was going to get there.
Mhm.
How do we fight? How does the body fight? What is the defense mechanism that is awarded to us that helps us even in the coronavirus? What is it? The immune system.
Yes.
We need to ensure that we keep enhancing the immune system on a daily basis.
And it's not even hard.
It's not hard. Could you tell us how hard it is?
Well, of course, there's one of the simple ways is there's natural supplements, because we might not even be aware, but there are vitamins, there are minerals, there are certain things, and especially minerals. We find that people are lacking. The body needs the tools, it needs the nutrition to enable it to be as strong and to be as healthy as possible. because that's what's going to keep the immune system. So whole point about the immune system. But of course, we have supplements for people who are not sure, their diet is questionable, their nutrition is questionable, they're not sure, they find themselves getting sick easily, and so they're exposed to stuff. Then we have immune boosting supplements, natural immune boosting supplements, a lot of different ones, and they're also available from Dr. Haynes' clinic. And the number on that is the 231-6477. You can ask them for the different immune boosting supplements that they have in stock. We find them to be very effective, and people do like them. Children are it's suggested that you give your kids so that they don't go to school and pick up the virus that the other kid just came in with, and whatever, because kids play, they don't necessarily wash their hands, they're not necessarily clean, they cough and sneeze on each other, and before you know, everybody has the same runny nose or everybody has a fever, something's going on. Prevent your child from getting sick by giving them an immune system booster, minerals, vitamin supplements. Just call Dr. Haynes' office and find out what's available based on whatever symptom or just a general precaution. The number again is 231-6477.
And it's on the screen. It's on
Yes.
the screen. Now I really don't normally promote our clinic per se, but
Sure.
but it's there
Stuff
and
is
it's
there.
available, and we screen persons for pretty much
5 minutes.
whatever is occurring in the body system, and for the most part, once you follow the rules, you will get better. It's guaranteed. Once you follow the rules and you take what is recommended, you're going to get better. And the other thing that's very important is the state of mind.
Yeah.
Many persons don't realize that as a man thinketh, so is he.
Yes.
If you think that you can't get well, you're not going to get well.
Yeah, that's so true. And we find that people who get the best results are people who come with a positive mind and say, okay, yes, I'm going to take this, and yes, it's going to help me, and they take it with a positive attitude, positive energy. You find that they're the quickest one to get better because their mind is in tune with their body and in tune with the goal, and everything works together, and healing begins.
Healing first begins in the mind.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I really wanna say that over the years, we've established a very good, I would say, relationship, where we've together we've helped so many people, not only in Guyana but across the world, pretty much, with overcoming, because they call from everywhere and they come from everywhere, and you've got to ship your medicines all over the place, and people. What I learned yesterday was amazing. For the most part, persons are rating your products with 5 stars.
Yes.
And 5 stars means a lot.
Yeah.
If you can get a 5-star rating almost all the time, then you've got to be doing something right. And I think it's because you take your work so serious that you don't even sleep sometimes. You're trying so hard to come up with some formulation to help someone with some condition that they have.
Yes.
And that is the mark of a true humanitarian. And we need more like you. Maybe you have to import some here. we need more of you to come here and help us, because I know where we are. We take pride in what we do, and we've helped a number of persons to overcome their conditions, and we continue to do so because we incorporate the Holy Spirit in our work.
Absolutely.
We just don't work haphazard. We sometimes even pray with the patients when they come.
Yes.
To help them to focus on what is necessary to help them to overcome whatever it is that they're suffering from. Some people are sick mentally, and it manifests into physical state.
Yes.
Some people are spiritually sick.
And we are able to tell also.
And we're able to help them to, we're able to point them to the right place so that they can receive the kind of healing that they need.
Yes.
You see, so I just want to thank you for your good work and your continuous effort in trying to save the humankind with your formulations, and we've established a very good bonding situation where I can call on you if someone has a crisis, I can call you and says, well, we've got this situation here, and you would, try to formulate something to try
Yes.
to help them, because you have the ability to do that. You have the wisdom and
And the tools to
and
make
the
it
tools
happen.
to put it together, right?
Yes.
And your operation really saves it really saves a lot of people a lot of pain.
Yes, for sure.
So-
Literally too.
So any final words you want to pass on to the Guyanese people here, population?
Well,
Because you leave in the morning.
yes, okay. Well, I just want to say, one thing you guys have going for you is your natural hospitality. Everybody I've met so far has been gracious, been kind, been loving, and it made me feel very welcome, to the point where I may not even go back tomorrow. Don't even know.
Wow, that's news to me.
Yeah, this is a place I could easily be. I could easily stay here. It's really comfortable. So just keep on what you're doing what you're doing. Just take responsibility for your own health. At the end of the day, you're the one who suffer. You're the one who may feel the pain, and you take charge of yourself. Protect your health, boost your immune system, detox, deworm, and always, if you're in doubt, call Dr. Haynes' office, talk to someone over there about whatever situation you might be dealing with, and see how they can help you. Because we're here, we're in this thing together, we're a team, and if he doesn't have a solution right away, we can work and make it happen. Okay? So that's what I have to say.
Thank you. And we're working on a retreat. We're trying to put together a health retreat for persons who have serious issues that they want to overcome. And we plan to do that Lake Mainstay.
Right, yes.
Right? We were there and we're looking at it. And we're trying to put together a health retreat, so that if you have a condition that you really want to overcome and you want to spend maybe 10 days or so at Mainstay, we're not going to guarantee you, but we know that when you leave that facility in your 10 days, that your body will be much better than it was when you came. And hopefully you would have overcome pretty much whatever it is that you came for. Okay, so we're working on that. That should happen sometime within the next few months, hopefully. And we look forward to that happening, because I know you like Mainstay, and I know Mainstay is a place where lots of things can happen.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for coming on the program. I want to thank you for watching and listening. And I think we're going to rebroadcast this on Thursday. So those of you who didn't get to see it today, you can call your friends on Thursday and let them take a look at Channel 2 at 6 o'clock. We're going to rebroadcast this program. On behalf of Nelsia and myself
Thank you for having me.
and the Health and Wellness Center, I want to thank you for watching. Nelsia, I want to thank you for coming and being here. And may you have a safe journey and hurry back.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Looking for a place for the whole family? Come down to the Toucan Mall in Amelia's Ward, Linden. It's the mall that has it all. We have great food, a relaxing atmosphere, and activities for all ages. Tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your event in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall, located in Amelia's Ward, Linden.